Thanks for clicking the link and welcome to another episode of This Is Why I Hate People, but I Want to Be Like Them. Okay, in today's episode we're going to cover cheat codes to intermittent fasting, aka what can you consume while you're fasting that will make sure that you're still fasting but you enjoy it as well. Of course, these are primarily going to be liquids only, and I've made a list of them, so let's get started. The first thing being water. Now, you always want to be hydrated, and this is, I know a ton of people say, yeah, you have to be hydrated, but prior to going to bed, try to get 2 cups of water in. And when you wake up, the first thing that you should be consuming is a cup of water. This will make you feel full and probably stop your head from spinning if it is already spinning right now. The second thing is tea. Tea, of course, absolutely, you can have as much tea as you'd like, but it's better if you have decaffeinated tea than you have caffeinated tea. Try not to add any milk or sugar. In small amounts, you can have milk, maybe a tablespoon or 2, but sugar, absolutely not. The third thing is coffee. Coffee, again, has a ton of caffeine in it, and small amounts coffee are okay, but the second you start increasing that coffee and your caffeine levels go up, your body secretes insulin and that breaks your fast. The thing I want to tell you about coffee, which I'm ironically consuming a cup right now, is that you want to place your cup of coffee really well in terms of time. So I had my last meal at 9:30 and it's 10:30 a.m. right now, which means I have another 3 hours to go before I can break my fast. Now I'm gonna sip on this coffee for roughly 45 minutes. Coffee has great advantages, one being that it suppresses appetite, 2, it gives you that surge of energy from the caffeine, 3, the water that I've put in this coffee kind of makes me feel fuller. So I'm not going to be hungry and I'll be able to last that 3 hours. If you have your coffee the first thing in the morning instead of a cup of water or something like that, the caffeine is going to withdraw and you're going to feel the hunger pangs kick in, and that's going to make fasting so much harder. So I suggest the first hour and a half after you wake up on a work day, skip the caffeine, skip the caffeinated tea, the caffeinated coffee, skip it. And once you've settled into a rhythm and you're not already hungry, 2 hours into your morning, get a cup of coffee in. And by the time the caffeine withdraws from your system and you're hungry again, it'll be time to break your fast. So just something that I've experienced in this past week. The third thing is milk. No, you can absolutely not have milk. If at all you're a coffee drinker with milk and sugar, you can put in 1 teaspoon. Not tablespoon, 1 teaspoon, which is really, it's not even a shot. It's literally the spoon that you get with a cup of tea. You put in a little bit of milk and all it's going to do is change the color of your coffee from black to a little lighter black. So anything more and you're going to break your fast. Almond milk is high in fats, and that's what I put in my coffee. What fat does is, because it's more than double in terms of density of energy than carbs and protein, it makes you feeling full longer. So what I do is I have a teaspoon of almond milk with my cup, and I'm good till my first meal. So I would recommend almond milk instead of regular milk. The fourth thing, coconut water, no way. It's got a ton of sugar, and no matter what the hydration and electrolyte benefits are, you do not want that in your system, because it is going to break your ketosis and your fast. The fifth one is apple cider vinegar. Now in UAE you don't get this as freely, but I went online and you can probably order some of it, and it's a great thing to start your day with because it's got sugar alcohol instead of sugar, and this you can have 100%. In fact, this will even flush your digestive system. For sure, if you have access to apple cider vinegar, go for it, but remember, everything is good in moderation. You don't want to go all out and get a gallon of that, keep sipping it till you have to break your fast. Alcohol, of course, no, not a chance. People's insulin sensitivities are different. They vary a ton. So maybe for me, I can chug 5 cups of coffee and my insulin won't spike as much as somebody who has a very low tolerance to caffeine. As a rule of thumb, I would say 1 cup of coffee. 2 if you absolutely have to. If it's the first day of the week and you're feeling insanely drained from the workout last night or something like that, okay, you can have 2. But keep in mind that there is a very high chance that you will break your fast. 1 cup of coffee or a cup of tea 2 hours prior to your first meal. As for the rest, you already know what to do. Alright, let's get on to my food for today.
Time my workout so it would end the same time my fast begins, and I broke it with 2 scoops of protein. For lunch I had this meal right here, pretty self-explanatory. And for dinner, please don't judge me, but I went to the cinema and I got me a tub of popcorn, and it wasn't just salt like it says here, it was caramel too. Didn't have appetite for anything after, so just ended the day with that. Today's workout consists of 8 rounds of 4 exercises, and each exercise is to be done in sets of 8, starting with standing shoulder presses, barbell curls, tricep dips, but I didn't have a dip machine, so I just used the lat pull down machine for dips. And the last one is seated V-ups. These are really effective for your entire abdominal core strength as well, and if you can put in heavier weight than I can, please go ahead and give it a shot. Remember that between sets there is absolutely no rest. It's 30 to 60 seconds, but when you think of it in your head, you end up resting more. So I rested nothing at all. Also, on the negative of every exercise, I'm going really slow to actually feel the burn like you see in the video. I recommend you do that too.